Well, as you probably know, for food labeling, it's my colleague Vareli who is in charge, so I will not preempt on that. Of course, I'm, let's say, from the agriculture point of view, I have to say that we shouldn't mislead the consumers, and that should be our leitmotif, let's say. I believe when you have a good Italian olive oil, you don't have to put anything bad on that, because nobody will drink an entire bottle of good Italian olive oil. I think that makes complete sense, and we should not mislead the consumer in that sense. And when you have a Coca-Cola Light, that might be labeled as quite healthy, but in the end, I think it's all but chemicals that is in there. And I think we have to be very careful when it comes to the information the consumer really needs and wants. We have already a lot, and I think this is very important there. And we should not put certain products into a bad corner. And that is my personal opinion, and that is what I will as well discuss in that sense with my colleague Vareli in charge. The agriculture policy has delivered over the last 60 years on the three principles that I mentioned, and I think we should not throw something away that has done its proof over the past. That would be my first remark. The second remark is the agriculture policy is very specific, because we have on the one side an income policy that is paid on an annual basis. We have no other such policy in the European Union. And then also I believe if we put up the investment part on the second pillar of the common agriculture policy in competition with other sectors, there might be less investment in the agriculture sector, and if you have less investments, then of course you have less innovation, you have less sustainability, and that is something we should avoid. And another thing is as well, there is a big C in the common agriculture policy, the common. And that might be as well at risk if we are too much putting it into competition with other sectors. There might be divergences or bigger divergences from one member state to another. Then we have a problem of internal market and unfair competition inside the European Union. And I think those principles should be kept in mind when we speak about the structure of this. And what I also think it is very important to keep the different tools that we have in the first pillar and the second pillar currently, that they are not put one in the other, one outside, inside. I think that would be detrimental. But this is the very beginning of the discussion, so I think those elements we will be making clear.